A header is a piece of text that appears right at the very top of the page, almost above your normal content, and a footer appears at the very bottom. So let's look at how to do this. I am going to click Insert and Header and Page Number, and then choose Header to start with. So I'm just going to imagine that I have to put my name and maybe the class that I'm in and maybe the date. Once I've typed this, if I have another page, let's imagine that I keep writing. Notice that the same header that I put on the first page appears on the second page. Now, right now, it's slammed right up to the top and it's really big. And so what I would do is you can format this the same way you can format the regular text. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to make it the same font as in my body. I'm also going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to right align it just to sort of kind of get it out of the way. I'm also going to hit enter one time before it just to bring it down a little bit, because if you put text too close to the edge of the page, it actually won't print. It'll get cut off by the printer. So notice that when I go to the next page, that information is still there. And any changes I make to this will be changed on all of the other pages. Now let's insert a footer. Insert, header and page number, will go down to footer. Now, instead of choosing footer, footer is what you would choose if you just wanted to type something like a name or something. But if you're going to use a page number, I would recommend that you insert a page number and then you can add text to it. So when I hover over this, I get a couple of different options. This one allows me to have page numbers at the very top, and it includes a page number for the first page. This is the same option, but it starts numbering on page 2. This is if you want a cover sheet and you really want to start numbering on the second page. And then they have those same options for the bottom. So I'm going to choose the bottom, and I'm going to have it start numbering right here on the first page. So if I wanted to add some text to this, I could do that. And everything I write here will appear on the other pages. And notice that it automatically numbers it as you go along. Sometimes people like to put a little space here though. So I would probably put a space and maybe a hyphen or something like that just to separate this text from this. If you wanted to use a special character, you could do insert special character and you could just draw something. I drew a little square and I've got one of these here so I can do that. You can play around with that. Now that inserts that, and then I'll get rid of the hyphen. So you can put something like that in. I'll go ahead and format this the same way that I've formatted my other text. I will make it Proxima Nova. I'm going to make it a little smaller. A lot of times people like to put a line. This line that's here right now is sort of imaginary. If I click it back into the regular text, you'll see it disappears. So sometimes people like to put a line above their footer just to separate it. The way you would do that is put your cursor beside the footer. I would hit enter, go back up, and then do insert horizontal line. And that just puts a line in between the rest of the paper and the footer. This footer, you can also left align it instead. You could center it if you wanted to. So those are some other options. One last thing you may want to do is with your header, you have this option here, different first page for header and footer. If I click this, it gets rid of what I just put there and on the bottom. It keeps it going on the other pages, but it allows me to put something different on this first page. You might want there to be nothing on the first page, or you might want something different. So you would have to repeat the process for the first page to add something different. But that would be an option, especially if you wanted to have a cover page that starts before you start adding your regular paper. You would check different first page header footer.